You're watching Killian Cougar Fall Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network.
It's time for Killian Cougar Fall Baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. We have a good one for you today. It's the 3A Florida State runner-ups. Last year, the Westminster Warriors are going up against your Killian Cougars in a fall matchup. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. We're about to get underway here from Killian Cougar Field. The Westminster Christian Warriors are the visiting team. I'm about to get a lineup for them, but let's go over the defense here for your Killian Cougars. Have Julian Zeladon, GW, in center field. Armando Vasquez is playing left field. Ethan Jones is playing right field. Chase Martinez is playing first base today. Eddie Naranjo has the start at second. Aiden Abassi is playing shortstop. The solid Kevin Nunez is over at third base. Behind the plate today is Jean Michael Cueto. And on the mound is the left-hander, Jaden Heron. Phoenix Medina and John Chency are going to be your extra hitter and the DH. And that's the defense for your Killian Cougars this afternoon. It's turned out to be a perfect day for baseball. Light wind coming in from center field. And we'll be right back with the first pitch. It's time for the first pitch here in Killian Cougars. We're going up against the state runner-ups, the Warriors from Westminster. First batter for the Warriors is the shortstop Perez. He'll be followed by Curtin, who'll be playing first base. Then is the catcher Cairo. Canley is playing center field. Then it's Alvarez Weingart, Comber, Arroyo Rodriguez. Then it's George Lopez, Vadia, and Andres batting 13th. Jaden Heron, the left-handed senior, is on the mound. The first pitch is taken for a ball outside. Heron's coming from the modified full windup, and he kicks and he fires the second pitch. A ball high. A little windy today. The wind's shifted here at Killian Cougar Field. It's coming out of the west today, and you'll hear it in my microphone a lot. There's a strike taken by Perez. Perez, the shortstop for the Warriors. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch, and it swung on and missed. Evens the count at 2. Good healthy cut there by Perez. And he goes down on strikes. Sorry about that. I missed the strike. It's going to bring up Curtin, the first baseman, from the left side. It'll be lefty on lefty here. Off-speed pitch taken low for a ball. Center fielder Cairo's on deck, and that ball's high. Comes the 1-1. It's a fastball taken for a strike. One out to the batter, the first baseman, Curtin. And that one's in the dirt. Gene Michael Cueto behind the plate today. That ball's a strike right down the middle. Evens the count at 2-2. Good velocity on the Heron fastball. That ball's hit off of the glove and it ricochets. Abassi was able to lay out and catch it and avoid it from going into center field, but Heron put a glove on that line drive. It's going to be a base hit, a hard hit ball. Another left-handed batter coming up to the plate here is Cairo for the Warriors. Heron with the runner on first. Fastball taken for a strike. Cairo's on deck. Runner with a... That ball gets away from Gene Michael, but he hustles over and gets it, and the runner doesn't go anywhere. Heron gets his sign from Cueto. The 1-1 to Curtin is taken low for a ball. Heron now from the stretch, looks at the runner. That ball's check swing, swung on for strike two. Curtin the batter from the left side for these Warriors. Runner goes. Gene Michael's throw is short, one hopped, and it gets through, but blocked by the shortstop, Aiden. The runner will advance. The count goes full. That was a ball. Here's the payoff pitch. Aiden's right behind the runner at second. There's a fastball taken for a ball. So with one out, we have Warriors on first and second. It's going to bring up the fourth batter, Gainley. Gainley from the right side. Heron from the stretch. He kicks and he throws a fastball that's in and out of the glove of Cueto. He wanted to throw to third. The runner advanced to third. The runner on first stayed there. It should look like a strike to me, but it was called a ball by home plate umpire. Runners in the corners now for the Warriors. Curtin's on third. Cairo's on first. That ball gets away from Cueto, and this could be the first run of the game. Cairo advances to second. Curtin scores on a wild pitch. And we have our first run on the game, going to the visiting team, the Westminster Christian Warriors. Runner on second base. That ball swung on and missed. Strike. Gainley's the center fielder, batting from the right side now, wearing number 21. We have Alvarez on deck. One out here in the top of the first inning for the Cougars. Cougars are wearing their black shirt. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. They have the white pants. That one's in the dirt, and it scoots by Cueto again. It's going to roll all the way back to the bricks. I think both of them can do a better job there. Heron can pick the ball up a little bit. Gene Michael can block a little better. The center fielder steps in. There's a strikeout for the center fielder for the second out. It's going to bring up number 17, the left fielder Alvarez. With a base hit, they can get a run here, but Heron's looking for a strikeout for the Cougars. That ball's taken inside, and there must be a frog in Gene Michael's glove because everything keeps popping out. He's learning the position back there. He'd be a great addition, a good backup catcher. He's a great bat. He's a transfer from Belém. Nobody works harder on this team. Heron from the stretch, fires, and that ground ball's hit to Nunez at third, who backs up, and it's a foul ball. Lucky it went foul because he was way back there. I don't think he was going to throw out Alvarez. Cairo goes back to third. One to zero, top of the first, visiting Warriors from Westminster Christian, from right down the street, coming in to visit the Cougars here in Cougar Field, and that fastball is taken for a strike. Heron's one strike away from ending this inning and limiting the damage to just one run here in the first inning. Takes a sign from Cueto. He fires that one. It's a hard hit to the shortstop. Hayden scoots down, but it gets under his glove. He tried to backhand it, and that's going to be an error on the shortstop, Aiden Abassi, and another run is going to score for the Cougars. I'm sorry, for the Warriors. In the box for the Warriors is number 20, the right fielder, Weingart. With Gainley on first. Heron shoots it in there for a strike. Could have got out of that inning with just one run scored. The runner's going. Cueto's throw is a little bit late and on the runner's side, and it goes all the way through to second base. Now here comes the runner to third. And he's going to be out at third base with an excellent throw by Julian Zeladon, cutting him down at third. So Alvarez is out at third. Couple strikeouts for the senior left-hander. 2 runs for the Warriors here in the top of the first inning. And coming up to bat are your Killian Cougars on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, where it's the Westminster Christian Warriors visiting your Killian Cougars on the Florida Sports Programming Network. 2-0 ball game. Warriors are up. A little bit of sloppy play. And leading off for the Cougars is the center fielder. Made a great throw to third base. Julian Zeladon. Armando Vasquez follows him. Then it's John Chency, who's the DH today. And then it's Chase Martinez if any of them get on base. First pitch swung on. It's chopped foul. Zeladon wearing number 14. Playing center field. He came out here hacking today. First two pitches, first two swings. The pitcher for the Warriors is Milan Porras. Rodriguez is playing third. Perez shortstop. Ball high to Zeladon. Comer's at second. Curtin's in first. Kaido's behind the plate. Weingard's in right field. Gainley is in center field, and Alvarez is in left field. And I apologize if there's a ground ball to the shortstop Perez. He comes up firing and gets Zeladon just in time for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. So I apologize if I mispronounce any of those names. I copied them off of a handwritten sheet that was given to me by the coach, and he doesn't have the best handwriting in the world, but at least we have some names. And we're playing ball here in Killian Cougar Field. With one out, it's going to bring up the left fielder, Armando Vasquez, wearing number 0, playing left field for the Cougars. So Milan Porras on the mound for the Warriors. Nice live fastball, swung on and missed by Vasquez. Quick worker, gets his ball back from Cairo, and he's ready to go again. That ball swung on, strike 2. Does work quickly. Gets the ball back and fires another one in there that looked like a strike, but taken for a ball. Little bit breezy afternoon here in Kendall. Have a good one here with the Warriors. And that ball's hit right back up the middle between Porras' legs, stopped by the second baseman, but it's kicked into shallow center field, and that's going to be a base hit for the left fielder, Armando Vasquez. So it's going to bring up from the left side John Chency. He's the DH today. He also catches. We're going to need his leadership in this upcoming spring if the Cougars want to have any success here. Chency takes a ball the outside. One out with the runner on first here, bottom of the first inning. Cougar Field. Milan Porras on the mound. That ball's hit off the end of the bat at third base. Rodriguez comes in on it. One play to first base, short hop, and a great play by Curtin at first for the second out. That ball was hit off the end of the bat, and it was spinning something fierce. Rodriguez was able to get a glove on it, and he fired low to Curtin at first, who made a great grab for the second out, helping his pitcher. And Vasquez stayed on second base. He's going to bring up the red-hot Chase Martinez. Taken for a strike. Chase has been the doubles man this fall. I think he leads the team in doubles, and that off-speed pitch is outside and low. Base hit will cut this lead in half. Here comes the pitch from Porras, and it's lifted high in the shallow center field. Center fielder Gainley's calling it, and he's camped out and makes the play for the third out. So after one complete inning of play, it's the visiting Warriors 2 and your hometown Cougars 0. And we'll be right back with some more Killian Cougar fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network.
You're watching Killian Cougar fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field. We have a good one here, some fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. The visiting Warriors of Westminster Christian are taking on your Killian Cougars on the FSPN. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play from Cougar Field. We introduced the coaches. Great job always by Chris Leon, the head coach. He can't do it by himself, though. He has Eric Martinez and Abel Alonso as his lieutenants out here, and the field's never looked better. And this has always been a program to be proud of, and the coaches are doing an excellent job. In the box for the Warriors, it's Weingart. And he is the right fielder. "13 players are coming up to bat for the Warriors. You can do that in the fall. I'm going to adjust one of the cameras, and I'll be right back. That pitch from Heron goes all the way to the backstop. Weingart gets on by a base hit. He's going to advance to second on the wild pitch to Comper, the second baseman. So a wild pitch. We're at the top of the second inning. Runner on second. There's nobody out here at Cougar Field. Jaden Heron is on the mound. Throws that one low, 2-0. Second baseman, Comper. And again, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing this. Comber, it could be. Heron from the stretch. The count goes 3-0 to the Warriors' second baseman. No outs, top of the second. The visiting Warriors are up 2-0. Heron steps off. Everybody calls time. Heron gets his sign from the catcher, Jean-Michael Cueto. Fastball's taken, no doubt about that one. Ball 4. Heron's throwing it in there pretty hard, close to 80 miles an hour, but it's not any good unless you get it over the plate. Arroyo is coming into the box for the Warriors. He's wearing number 66, batting from the right side. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. Nobody out, 2 Warriors on the bases. Heron kicks and the fastball swung on and fouled there at the plate for strike one. Jaden Heron on the mound for the Cougars. Looking for a double play here. Naranjo playing second base. Abasi's at shortstop. Eddie Nunez at third. That fastball was close, but called a ball. Chase Martinez is at first. And you have Vasquez, Zeladon, and Ethan Jones rounding out the outfield for your Killian Cougars. Heron takes a peek at the runners, and that fastball's just a little high to Arroyo. The count goes 2-1. Heron taking his time getting a sign from Cueto. And the sign was fastball inside and it just missed. 3-1. Heron's got to polish that up a little bit. Throw some more strikes so the batters can chase that kind of stuff that's off the plate a little bit, but you got to throw strikes to make them chase. 3-1 is taken. And that's ball four. Going to load the bases up here for the Warriors. The breeze has picked up here a little bit at Cougar Field. Weingart's at third for the Warriors. Compers at second. Arroyo just got walked. And Coach Leon has had enough. He's bringing a new pitcher. And we'll be right back after these messages right here on the Florida Sports Programming Network.
This is going to blow your mind. The best wings in Miami are waiting for you at Sports Grill. Picture this mouth-watering grilled chicken wings cooked to perfection. You can almost taste the smoky goodness, right? Now, imagine sharing those wings with good friends, enjoying good food, and sipping on an ice-cold drink. Whether you're catching the big game on one of our many large TVs or just hanging out, the fun atmosphere at Sports Grill is unbeatable. And the best part? When you dine with us, you're supporting local communities, like the Killian Cougars baseball team. With several convenient locations across Miami-Dade County, we've got a Sports Grill near you. Don't miss our weekly lunch specials. They're just another reason to visit us again and again. So, what are you waiting for? Come on down and discover why Sports Grill is Miami's top spot for wings and sports. Unforgettable flavors, unbeatable fun, and a community that feels like home.
Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, everyone. We have a new pitcher in the game for your Killian Cougars. It's a right-hander, Lucas Arcaute. And he's taking his final warm-up pitches. It's the Warriors of Westminster going up against your Killian Cougars on the Florida Sports Programming Network. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. And remember, everyone, to please subscribe and like and tell your friends. We do this for all the parents and the grandparents and the uncles and siblings and family members and friends that can't make it to these afternoon games because of other commitments. These games usually start at 3 or 4 o'clock. We hope to be here for every home game in the spring and some of the away games as well. All right, with the bases loaded, the new pitcher is Lucas Arcaute. And he'll be facing the third baseman, Rodriguez. The bases are loaded. They're all the responsibility of the starter, left-hander Jaden Heron. He walked 3, struck out 2, 2 hits, and allowed 2 runs. And the first pitch is a strike. That's what you want to see from a relief pitcher. You come in and throw the first one over the plate. Martinez is in on the grass, so is Nunez. Middle of the infield is a double play depth. That fastball's high to Rodriguez. We've seen Lucas at second base. He's a good batter. Let's take a look at him on the mound now. He's from the stretch. He's facing Rodriguez, the third baseman, for the Warriors. The Warriors. That ball's high for a ball. Arcaute needs to settle down a little bit. He walks around, takes a breath, stretches out a little bit. Some coaching going on over at third base. The Warriors head coach. 2 balls, 1 strike, and swung on and missed by Rodriguez. Nice live fastball ball by Arcaute. Evens the count at 2. It always smells so good here. They're cooking burgers. They have hot dogs, quesadillas. Definitely one of the best concession stands in all of Dade County. Count goes full to Rodriguez. Killian Cougar baseball. A real community place where you can come and catch a ball game here at 21 Palms. Known for its red bricks. Supported by the community. Great sponsors. The 3-2 to Rodriguez is taken high. It's going to be another run for the Warriors. Well, that's what you don't want to see. Relief pitcher coming in and walking the first batter. It's going to bring up number 26, George. Apologize for not having the complete names. I'm just going on what the coach gave me, and it was a last-minute thing. So Warriors got to Cougar Field a little bit late. That fastball's taken high by George. Bases loaded here in the top of the second inning for the Warriors. Cougar pitchers can't find home plate. Gene Michael, the catcher, is asking for his pitcher to settle down. He gives him the both palms down, asking him to just relax a little bit, try not to overthrow. Maybe pitch to some contact. The corners are in. Martinez is in on the grass, so is Nunez. And that ball slapped foul past Nunez, but a foul ball. Good to see a strike there. And the pitcher for the Cougars is Lucas Arcaute. He's inherited a couple runners. He walked one of his own. And the Cougars are in a little bit of a jam here with no outs and the bases loaded. And that ball splits the plate. I'm told that was 74-mile-an-hour pitch. On deck is Lopez, followed by Badia. And the final batter for the Warriors is Andres. But in the box now, it's George from the right side. And he takes one for a strike, looking. All right, 1 out here for the Cougars. Top of the second, bases remain loaded. Lopez comes in the box from the left side to face Lucas Arcaute. That ball's hit up in left field. It's going drifting foul. The left fielder, Armando, gets over there, and that's just foul. It dropped in there. The wind pushed that ball around. Nunez went running in for it. The ball drifted out. No damage done. It was a big strike. But that ball should have been caught, in my opinion. One strike to the left-handed batting Lopez. Base is full of Warriors. Arcaute steps off. Quickly gets back in, and he's getting a sign from G. Michael Cueto. And that fastball swung on and hit it to center field. GW comes back on it. Now he comes in. The runner's tagging. Here comes the throw. It's up the line. It's stopped by Gene Michael. Another run is going to score on a sac fly. A good play by Zeladon in center field, battling the wind. Comper comes in to score the Warriors' fourth run of this game, and there's 2 outs now in the top of the second inning. Medea comes in to bat, wearing number 1, batting from the right-hand side. Warriors on first and second. Arcaute on the mound. Fires that one. It swung on and fouled. Careful with the cars. Andres is on deck. He's the final batter for the Warriors. 2 strikes quickly to Vadia. So those 2 runners that scored belong to Jaden Heron, the starter. Lucas came in and walked 1, struck out 1, and that last fly ball to center field. Ball high to Vadia. 1 ball and 2 strike count. Arroyo's on second base. Rodriguez is on first. And that ball swung on and hit over into the Cougar dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Warrior, Vadia. We'll do the 1-2 over again. That ball swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Arcaute, and that's going to end the inning, but not before the visiting Warriors score 2 more runs in the top of the second. As we head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Florida Sports Programming Network, it's the visiting Westminster Warriors 4 and the hometown Cougars 0. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. It's the Westminster Warriors of Miami going up against the Killian Cougars, the home team. And it's a 4-0 ball game as we come down to the bottom of the second inning. Westminster with 4 runs. Not a lot of hitting going on. Due up for your Killian Cougars. It's the third baseman, Kevin Nunez. He'll be followed by Eddie Naranjo, the catcher, Jean Michael Cueto, and the fourth batter this inning is Ethan Jones, the right fielder. On the mound for the Warriors is Milan Porras. And he flips over a ball for ball 1. He works quickly. Good off-speed pitch is swung on and chopped foul to the left side by Nunez. Nunez played some good defense the other day at third base, wearing number 11, batting right-handed. Porras is a right-handed pitcher as well. His battery mate behind the plate is Cairo. That ball swung on and missed, looked like a fastball. Curtin's at first for the Warriors. Combers at second. Perez is at shortstop. Rodriguez is at third. Alvarez, Gainley, and Weingard round out the outfield. And that ball swung on and hit over to the on-deck circle. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman. He's a freshman, Kevin Nunez. Doesn't play like one, though. Nunez steps in against Porras. That fastball swung on and missed for a strikeout. That's the first strikeout for Porras. bring up Eddie Naranjo, the second baseman. Naranjo steps in from the right side. Takes a strike from Porras. Another strike taken. Naranjo goes for a little walk. Gets back in the box. Porras now coming from the stretch with no one on base. One out. That ball swung on. It's a popular place to hit foul balls over on between the on-deck circle and the Cougar dugout. Quickly, 2 strikes to the Cougar second baseman. Trying to get something going here. Down 4-0. Gonna need some base runners. That ball swung on and another foul ball off the shoe, it looked like. Naranjo's walking it off, shaking his head a little bit. The count remains 0-2 to the second baseman on a perfect day for baseball here at Kendall, Florida. Milan Porras on the mound, and that pitch almost hits Naranjo. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the second baseman. The Warriors are up 4-0. Scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Naranjo fixing his footing there in the batter's box. Porras comes, he winds up, and that ball swung on and missed for a second consecutive strikeout. For the right-hander from the Warriors, Milan Porras. Coming in the box now for the left side for your Killian Cougars. He's catching today, Jean-Michael Cueto. That ball swung on, looked like a fastball from Porras. 2 consecutive strikeouts. Porras has given up 1 hit. He comes from the stretch. Cueto takes that one for a strike. For a ball, excuse me. Cueto wearing number 17. Took that one for a strike. Hit off the end of the bat, a little squibbler down the line at third base. Rodriguez picks it up, throws high, and goes into the fence. Cueto's on his way to second. Here comes the throw, and he makes it in there. Good hustle by Jean-Michael Cueto. I'm going to give him a base hit, an infield hit, and then an error to get him into scoring position with 2 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's going to bring up EJ, Ethan Jones, wearing 00 for the Cougars. The catcher, Cueto's going to get a pinch runner to come in and pinch run for him. And it looks like it's the senior, Kenry Blanco. So we have some speed on the bases for the Cougars. And a chance to cut into that Warrior lead now. Big lead by Blanco. He doesn't go. That ball's in the dirt. A nice stop by Cairo behind the plate. The first pitch to EJ's in the dirt for a ball. The Cougars have their first and second threat. That ball swung on and fouled off his back foot. That's got to hurt. Pinch runner on second base is the senior, Kenry Blanco. He's not playing today, but he is in uniform. The 1-1 taken for a strike. Good fastball from Porras. Great location. EJ's in the hole here a little bit. The pitch from Porras is taken high. Now the catcher throws to second. Blanco gets back. A lot of speed on the bases with Blanco. 2-2 to Ethan Jones at the plate. EJ playing right field today. You can find him in center field, left field. Great athlete, good arm. Swung at that a little high for strike 3. So 3 strikeouts here, 1 hit. The score remains the visiting Warriors 4 and the hometown Cougars 0. And we'll be right back with more Cougar baseball on the Florida Sports Program.
Hey sports fans, are you ready for the 2025 Killian Cougars baseball season? Well, buckle up, because this year is set to be a home run. Miami Killian Senior High School, established back in 1966, has built a reputation for excellence, and their baseball program is no exception. Leading the charge, we have Mr. Chris Leon, in his second year with Killian, but boasting 14 years in the game. A former Coral Reef head coach and Barry University standout catcher, Leon brings a wealth of knowledge and passion to the team. And let's not forget Coach Alonso, a veteran with decades of baseball wisdom. His expertise is sure to be a game changer for our 2025 Cougars. The community is rallying behind this team, backed by our proud sponsors. Shout out to Sports Grill, established in 1987, famous for their mouth-watering grilled wings. And a big thank you to Wolf and Leon, your trusted attorneys since 1963, dedicated to representing accident and injury victims. Medicare Solutions is here to remind you about annual enrollment, and Midway Sports has been serving South Florida's sporting needs for over 50 years. Don't miss a single moment of the action. The Florida Sports Programming Network will be covering all spring home games. So, hit that subscribe button on YouTube and stay tuned for all the highlights and behind-the-scenes action from your Killian Cougars. Let's play ball, Cougars. See you at the game.
All right, welcome back to Cougar Field. Wow, I don't know if that hit the batter. First pitch, we have a new pitcher. His name's Alex Fonseca. First pitch, he hits the last batter in the head. Andres, he's okay though. It was a glancing blow. Fonseca, number 24, is coming in for Lucas Arcaute. He's the third pitcher. It's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Perez, who struck out his first time up. We've seen Fonseca on the mound before, no stranger to the mound. The right-handed batter, right-handed pitching Fonseca. Martinez, Naranjo, Abasi, and Nunez are in the infield for the Cougars. The battery is Fonseca and Cueto. That ball's high. Your outfield is Armando Vasquez in left field. Julian Zeladon is in center field. And Ethan Jones is in right field. Here's the pitch, and it's inside to Perez, taken for a ball. Oh, 0-2 to the batter. Four to 0. Cougar pitchers are having a hard time finding the plate today. Four walks and a hit by pitch. Collectively, there's the fifth walk. It's going to put runners on first and second. So Cueto's going to come out and talk to Fonseca, maybe settle him down a little bit. It's going to bring up the left-handed batter. The first baseman for the Warriors is Curtin. Curtin had the first base hit of the ball game for the Warriors when he singled the first inning. Now it's the top of the third. Fonseca's pitch is in the dirt for a ball. left-handed hitting Curtin will be followed by Cairo, and then it's Gainley. Cranley could be. Fonseca from the stretch fires one in there for a strike. We haven't heard that in a while. Umpire called a strike. Two and one to the big first baseman. Curtin. Fonseca looks at the runner on second. Andres, he stays. That ball gets away from Cueto. Almost hits the batter. The runners are going to advance. Count is 3-1 to the first baseman. Three balls and one strike to the Warrior first baseman. Alex Fonseca on the mound for the Cougars. That's ball four. He's going to load the bases again with nobody out here. Top of the third inning. Back-to-back walks from Fonseca. And after a hit batter, the Warriors have the bases loaded. Andres is on third, the leadoff batter. Perez is on second, Curtin's on first, and that brings up the catcher, Cairo, from the left side. That ball's in the dirt. Good stop there by Gene Michael. He's had a long day back there, learning a new position. Fonseca shakes no a couple times to Cueto. Finally puts down the fingers that he likes. Martinez at first and Nunez at third are both in on the grass, and that off-speed pitch gets over for a strike. And sometimes that may be all you need, is just to change the arm angle, throw a different pitch, gain some confidence with another pitch, and that'll give you confidence with your fastball once you see a couple strikes come over. Nunez with the bases loaded here in the top of the third inning. And another off-speed pitch, which is really high. 2 balls and a strike to the catcher, Cairo, batting left-handed. Number 22 for the Warriors. Fonseca gets his sign from Cueto. That ball's taken outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cougar pitching just not consistent today. They usually have some good arms. We have a game tomorrow at Doral Academy, so it's a back-to-back tough teams, and gonna walk in a run here. Cairo's gonna take a walk. Andres is gonna score the 5th run for the Warriors. Going to bring up the 4th batter, the center fielder. We got a mound visit now. We have a pitching change. So now the Warriors are going to bring up the center fielder, Ganley. He's going to try his luck against Popowski here in the top of the 3rd inning. That looked like a changeup from Popowski in the dirt. Gene Michael was able to handle it. Jacob, a tall guy, big fella. gets a sign from Jean-Michael Cueto behind the plate. Jacob kicks, and that one's all the way to the backstop to the bricks. Jean-Michael gets it, turns around, but not in time. The Warriors score another run on a wild pitch. Curtin advances to second, to third. Kaido gets to second. Six runs for the Warriors. Now Pops comes from the stretch. The center fielder, Ganley, takes that change up high as well. 3 balls, no strikes. It's been a Jerry Lewis walkathon here today. The center fielder takes a strike. The left-handed pitcher for the Cougars, the 4th one, is Pops. That was like a 50-foot changeup there. That's going to load the bases again. Warriors in all the bases. Four consecutive walks and a hit batter this inning. It'll bring up Alvarez, the left fielder. He got on by an error his first time up. And that changeup is thrown in the dirt by Popowski. We have some action in the Warrior bullpen. Seems like they're going to change pitchers in this next upcoming inning, and that ball hits the batter. But they're going to call it a ball. Two balls and no strikes to the batter, number 17, Alvarez. He's the left fielder for the Westminster Warriors of Miami. And that did hit the batter. I was right. It's going to walk in another run. It's going to force in a run. Cairo will move to third. Ganley will go to second. Second hit batter of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 20, Weingart. Weingart's batting from the right side against Pops, the lefty. Three runs this inning. There's a fastball that's swung on, and it's hooking to the right side, and it's a foul ball. Quick strike to the Warrior right fielder. Pops is the 4th Cougar pitcher today. Corners are in, and that ball's lifted to right field. EJ puts his glove up. He's shielding. He comes in on it, makes the play. Here comes the tag. The throw is thrown over everybody. Cairo's going to score. So that fly ball to right field was caught by EJ, but then he airmailed everybody and one-hopped it off the bricks. And that's the 8th run for the Warriors. One out here in the top of the 3rd inning. The second baseman, Compers, coming up for the Warriors, batting from the right side with runners on second and third. And Popowski from the stretch for your Cougars. That didn't miss by much, but a ball to the second baseman. Eight to 0. Popowski finds the plate with a fastball. Evens the count at 1. Must be a little frustrating for head coach Leon when his pitchers are giving up so many walks, so many free passes. That changeup stays high. It also takes a toll on your defense when your pitcher's not throwing strikes. Kind of stay flat-footed. If you're throwing strikes, the defense is engaged. They're on their toes. They want to make a play. They want the game to go by quickly, but 2 balls and 1 strike, 3 balls and 1 strike to the second baseman, Comper. Eight bases on balls, 2 hit batters for the 4 Cougar pitchers today. Pops throws one in there, and again it's lifted to the right side. EJ has a beat on it, makes the second out, and this throw is a lot better on a hop to Cueto at home. It's going to be 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning. And that's going to bring up Arroyo. Arroyo drew a walk his first time up. Big boy batting from the right-hand side using the hot pink bat. Here's the pitch from Jacob, and it's in the dirt. Nice block by Cueto. Runners on second and third. Eight to 0 ball game here at Cougar Field. Pops throws one over for a strike. One and one to Arroyo. Taken low for a ball. Cueto's getting a quick education back there in the catcher position on how to block and how to be patient. When your pitchers aren't sharp, you got to keep them in the game mentally. Talk to them. Another good block by Cueto. 3 and 1. Three and 1 to Arroyo. Jacob Popowski. That's the 9th walk issued by the Cougar pitching, and it will load the bases for the 3rd baseman, Rodriguez. Ganaleo moved to 3rd. Alvarez, who was hit by a pitch, will go to 2nd. Arroyo's on first with 2 outs, and Rodriguez is the batter, the 3rd baseman for the Warriors, and he'll be batting from the right-hand side. 4 runs on this inning, added to the 4 they already scored, and the Cougars are going to need a couple touchdowns to get back into this game. The pitcher is Jacob Popowski, number 33. Pops, they call him. Nice fastball down the middle. Nice to see him start him off with a strike. Almost perfect afternoon for baseball. Few little clouds in the sky. A bit of a breeze coming in from left center. And there's strike 2. 2 strikes in a row, something we haven't seen in a while here at Cougar Field. Connor Rodriguez, the batter for the Warriors, with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Popowski's pitch is swung on and lifted high in the infield. Nunez calls it from 3rd. He comes in on it and makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Warriors score 4 more to make it 8 to 0. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we'll be right back with more Killian Cougar baseball on the Florida Sports Programming. We're back at Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball. Beautiful October afternoon. Happy Friday, everyone, wherever you are. We're bringing you fall baseball here on the Florida Sports Programming Network. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. And we remind everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends and like. And enjoy fall baseball from Cougar Field. For those of you that can't make these afternoon games, we hope to bring you all the spring matchups this spring for your Killian Cougars, and we'll try to mix in an away game every now and then and maybe travel with the team. Here we're looking at an 8-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Warriors. And in the bottom of the third inning, due up for your Cougars is Phoenix Medina, and he's the extra hitter today. He'll be followed by Aiden Abbasi, Jaden Heron, and then it's the top of the order again, and Julian Zeladon. So in the box, it's Phoenix Medina. He's the extra hitter today. We have a new pitcher for the Warriors. Didn't get his first name, but his last name is Hernandez. He's a right-handed pitcher. He has a nice live fastball that he leaves high to Medina for ball one here in the bottom of the third inning. Medina can play first base, catcher, right field, and he turns on one foul ball. Good hitter, can work several positions. Coach Leon will put him in the outfield from time to time, first base, behind the plate. Hernandez from the stretch for the Warriors. And that one's a little bit high. We had about a 4 o'clock, maybe a 4:05 start today. We play 2 hours here in the fall. Hernandez deals. And that looked like it was a little bit outside, and if it is, it's 3-1. The Cougars desperately need a base runner here in the bottom of the third inning to start to peck away at this 8-0 Warrior lead. Hernandez comes set, kicks, and that ball's lifted high in left field. Alvarez goes back. He's under it, and he makes a play just short of the fence. A well-hit ball by Medina into this stiff wind. Carried it almost all the way to the fence, but a big out for Phoenix Medina. Shortstop for the Cougars is getting in the box now. Wearing number 12, it's Aiden Abbasi. And Aiden will face the new Warrior pitcher, Hernandez, for the first time. Hernandez is still from the stretch. Fires that one. Cairo has to lean to his right and snag that one. So 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Hernandez throwing fastballs. 2 of them high here to the shortstop, Aiden Abbasi. Hernandez comes set for the Warriors. Tosses 1 strike in there to bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to the Cougar shortstop. Gets back in there quickly. Hernandez comes to the waist. And that ball gets away from the catcher, and it's ball 3. So the count is 3-1. The Cougars have had 2 base runners. They've struck out 3 times. And the only hit came off the bat of Armando Vasquez way back in the first inning. There's a base runner there. Ball 4. Cairo comes out to talk to Hernandez. And we have something going on here. So we have a pinch hitter coming in. I'm sorry, the leadoff batter's coming up. center fielder Julian Zeladon. And he grounded to shortstop his last time up, wearing number 14. It's a ball high. Aiden's on first base. Julian's a tall, lanky right-hander. Classic stance. That one's in the dirt and it gets by Cairo. Aiden's going to cruise into second base. That's just what the doctor ordered here at Cougar Field. Julian Zeladon, center fielder for the Cougars, trying to drive in a run here. Hernandez, the pitcher, throws one low and away. Cairo with a good catch. And the count is 3 balls and no strikes to the center fielder for the Cougars. The shadows are starting to get a little long here. The sun is setting, and it's in the eyes of the first baseman and the right fielder. So anything over there could be trouble. Hernandez walks the leadoff batter, Zeldon. The Cougars with something going on here, and the only hit in this game, first hit for the game, was Armando Vasquez. Gene Michael then got another infield hit, and it's going to bring up Armando Vasquez, the left fielder for the Cougars, and he takes a ball inside. One out here in the bottom of the third. Cougars on first and second. Hernandez on the mound for the Warriors. 2-0. Good eye there by Vasquez. Taking all the way, and I'd have the take sign on here as well. And I'd leave it on until Hernandez throws me a couple strikes in a row. The 0-2 to Vasquez, taken for a strike, called. The pitch from Hernandez, and it almost hits Vasquez. A great play by Cairo. Excellent play behind the plate by Cairo. So the count is 1 ball, 3 balls and 1 strike to the lanky left fielder wearing number 0, Armando Vasquez. The fastball's taken for a strike. Painted the corner there, did Hernandez. The count goes full to Vasquez. Hernandez shakes off Cairo a couple times. He finally comes set and taken strike 3, looking. Not a good time to keep the bat on your shoulder here when your club is down 8-0. And they're throwing fastballs at you. This is going to bring up the left-handed batter for the Cougars. He's the extra hitter today. But you can see him at first base sometimes, catching. It's John Chency, everyone, wearing number 8. And he wears that one quick. First pitch. That's going to load up the bases for the Cougars. Coming into the box, it's the guy you want to face with the bases loaded right here. Is Chase Martinez. Big right-hander. He's been red hot this fall. Hernandez fires, and that's taken, gets away from Cairo, and this is going to be the first run for the Cougars. And the likes of Aiden Abbasi on a wild pitch. Zeladon is going to move to third. John Chency is going to cruise into second base easily. And we're not getting shut out. We're not getting pickled here. Chase Martinez with a chance to add 2 more. Takes that ball low. 2 balls to Martinez. Runners on second and third. Chase looking to add to that. Maybe cut this lead down. That ball, what a play by Cairo on a short hop. Hernandez being very, very careful here with Martinez. He knows that if he leaves anything out over the plate, Martinez can just extend those arms and maybe get another double. Low and away for a strike. Chase taking all the way there. Hernandez on the mound for the Warriors, who have an 8-1 lead over your Cougars. That pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side. Careful with the cars. Just missed the car there. Coach Leon is coaching first base today. Sometimes you can find him at third or in the dugout. It's his team. He can do what he wants. 3-1. It's taken outside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball between the Westminster Warriors and your Killian Cougars, who are down in this game 8-1. They have the bases loaded. Kevin Nunez is batting. They scored 1 run this inning. And they're looking to get a few more here. Kevin Nunez, a right-handed batter, excellent fielder, plays third base. The pitcher is still Hernandez. The coach came out to talk to him, and he throws that one high. 1-1 to Hernandez. The Cougar pitching has walked 8 batters and hit 2 of them. Gave up 2 or 3 hits and find themselves in an 8-1 predicament here at home against the Warriors of Westminster Christian, who were state runner-ups this last spring. They lost a heartbreaker in Fort Myers in the 3A championship to the North Broward Prep Eagles. And I was there to see that game. It was a 5-4 game. It was a true nail-biter. That ball's taken outside. The Warriors had a runner on third base with 2 outs and a chance to tie it in Fort Myers, and they couldn't bring the run across. The North Broward Prep Eagles won their 3rd championship in 4 seasons behind the direction of manager Brian Campbell. Here we got a run walked in. So Zeladon is going to score. John Chency will move to third base. Chase Martinez, who got walked, would be at second. And this is a back-to-back walks. And it brings up Eddie Naranjo from the right side. The second baseman for the Cougars. And he takes a ball. That ball swung on and lifted high, but foul. Left side. Good swing by Eddie. I think he tried to hit a grand slam there. Eight to 2 ball game. Hernandez on the mound for the Warriors. That ball's in the dirt and a great block, a run-saving block by Cairo. textbook block, took off his mask, jumped, put his chest in front of it, then took off his mask. Good mechanics behind the plate by the Warrior catcher. Hernandez looks at Kaito for the call, and that ball's hit off the end of the bat, but it gets through the right side of the infield, rolling to the outfield. It's going to bring in 1 run. Here comes Martinez hustling. The throw into third is not in time. Nunez goes all the way from first to third on the Eddie Naranjo 2 RBI base hit. And the Warriors cut the lead in half here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runners in the corners now for the hometown Cougars. Boy, Chase Martinez got on his horse. He scored from second base. And Kevin Nunez went from first to third on a slowly hit ground ball that got it to the right fielder. There goes Nunez. His throw goes through. Nunez comes home. Naranjo steals second. And that's 5 runs for the Cougars. That ball was high, taken by Cueto. And we got a little 2-out rally going on here. Cougars put a crooked number up there. Kind of back in this game. Big hit by Eddie Naranjo. 2 RBIs. And then he takes off for third, but swung on foul. Great jump over there by Naranjo, trying to steal third base. Not sure if Cueto saw his break, but he swung, maybe trying to protect the runner, maybe a hit and run here with 2 outs. It's a good time for Gene Michael to say hello here and maybe pull a base hit. The right fielder's covering his face with his hand because the sun's in there. That ball's inside. 3-1 to Gene Michael. Gene Michael Cueto doing the catching today. Naranjo's on second. Hernandez pitching. Throws that one. That one's hit sharply right at the second baseman, Comber. And he goes to first for the final out of the inning. But not before your Killian Cougars put 5 runs on the board to make it an 8-5 ball game here at Cougar Field. And you're watching fall baseball on the Florida Sports Programming Network. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field for some fall baseball. The new pitcher for the Cougars is Phoenix Medina. Great matchup so far here. Finally, we got some runs. The Cougars got 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And now we're heading to the top of the 4th with a new pitcher, Phoenix Medina. And he'll try to shut down these visiting Warriors of Westminster who have come here to test their skills against our Killian Cougars. The battery remains the same. We have Gene Michael Cueto is behind the plate. Chase is at first, Eddie Naranjo, Kevin Nunez. Aiden's in the infield, and your outfield is Armando, Ethan Jones, and Julian Zeladon. So we need strikes, we need some outs. George is the right-handed batter here for the Warriors, and he swings and misses at that high fastball. Some good speed on that ball by Phoenix Medina. We're going to take a look at George here from the right side. Medina's coming from the stretch. That ball's hit to the right side. Here comes Naranjo over to the left a couple steps. fires over to Chase for the first out on a ground ball, and I think that's the first time that the Cougars get the leading runner, the leading batter for the Warriors. Lopez steps in from the left side for the Warriors. Hit a fly ball to center field his last time out. He takes a strike from Phoenix Medina. Medina throws one in the dirt and it gets away from G. Michael. But with a name like Phoenix, if he does ever make the major leagues, he won't be the first player to be named after a city or a state. It was Madison Bumgardner. I remember Darrell Boston. That pitch is outside for a ball. Two and one the count here to Lopez, batting from the left side for the Warriors. Medina's pitch taken a little bit high for 3-1. Near perfect afternoon for baseball here in Kendall. The pitch from Medina's taken for ball 4. Boy, that's another walk. A base on balls. With a runner on first base, Vadia comes up for the Warriors from the right side to face Phoenix Medina. Runner on first with a not too big of a lead. That's a strike taken. Boy, it got a little windy here now. That ball's high. Windy afternoon here at Killian Cougar Field. An 8-5 baseball game, some fall ball. The visiting Warriors, and that ball swung on and hit foul. I believe it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scoreboard's not working today. The umpires hasn't held up any fingers, and I thought he said 2-2. The batter's Vadia. He struck out his last time up. The pitch from Phoenix is taken for strike 3. The 2 outs. The batter for the Warriors is Andres. Takes a ball outside. Lopez on first for the Warriors, and that looked like a strike called. Shadows are getting long across the field. Usually that gives a pitcher an advantage when the ball has to travel from the shadows into the sunlight, and that's another strike called. That's just what we needed, a little shutdown inning. Phoenix Medina has come in here and been effective, and that's a short little ground ball hit over to Martinez. Martinez flips to Medina, that's covering first base for the third out. And that's going to be a shutdown inning for your Killian Cougars. And we'll be coming up to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Westminster Christian Warriors 8 and the Killian Cougars 5. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, everyone. Uncle Muggs here for the Florida Sports Programming Network. And we're bringing you fall baseball between the Warriors of Westminster Christian and your Killian Cougars. And right now we're heading to the bottom of the fourth inning in an 8-5 ball game. The Warriors scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the third. And the Warriors have a new pitcher coming up, and it's left-hander Danny Andrea. Milan Porras started the game for the Warriors and was followed by Hernandez. And now it's the left-handed pitcher Danny Andrea. But the story of the game has been the bases on balls given up by the Cougar pitcher. Jaden Heron started the game. Lucas Arcaute came in for a little bit. Then it was Alex Fonseca, Pops, Phoenix Medina. And they walked a lot of batters. We got some action coming up. We have a batter for the Cougars, and it's Ethan Jones, followed by Phoenix Medina. Then it's Aiden Abassi, the shortstop, and the fourth batter is Julian Zeladon. Bottom of the fourth. Pitcher is Danny Andrea from the left side, and that off-speed pitch is taken for a ball by Ethan Jones. When the sun sets here at Cougar Field, it really gets into the eyes of the right side of the infield and the right fielder. And right now the shadows have consumed most of the infield. A little bit of sun left over home plate, and that can make it difficult for the hitters. Andrea comes set. The lefty fires, and that ball's taken an off-speed pitch for a strike. No lights here at Killian Cougar Field, known for their 21 palms in the outfield, their red brick backstop behind home plate. Since 1966. Killian Cougars have been in this spot, and there's a ball that's lined to left field but foul. So 2 strikes. Killian Cougars since 1966. Storied program. Had coaches here like Angel Herrera. That ball's taken low. Good eye there by Ethan Jones. This may be the last inning, so the Cougars need to get the leadoff runner on against the left-handed Danny Andrea. And that ball's hit sharply to the left side. Rodriguez comes up with it. He fires across and throws it into the dugout. And there goes Ethan Jones all the way to second base. An error. He's going to get a runner on second with no one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning for your Killian Cougars. Runner on second. A chance to tack another one on there. It's a right-handed batter. It's the junior Phoenix Medina. And that ball is well hit into left field. What a catch by the left fielder. And he doubles up EJ at second. Wow, some bad luck there. Line drive to left field, sharply hit. a highlight kind of catch from the left fielder Alvarez, and he's able to fire it back into second base and just get Ethan Jones that was off the bag in second for the second out of the inning. Some bad luck here today. Brings up the shortstop, Abassi. Tell you, if it wasn't for bad luck, we wouldn't have had any at all. A couple more inches, and that would have been an inside the park home run or maybe a triple for Phoenix Medina, but a great catch by Alvarez. That's a ball taken inside by the shortstop, Aiden. Aiden Abassi, solid defensive player. Can play anywhere in the infield. He takes that one. Abassi batting from the right side. Danny Andrea. Wow, that's a strike in there. To the shortstop, Abassi. Two outs. That's a strike called. Andrea gets his sign from Cairo. And that's a called strike 3. Looking. Aiden Abassi. So let's see if they start another inning here. Or that might be it. We'll be right back after these brief messages to Cougar Field for some more fall baseball between the Warriors of Westminster and your Killian Cougars on the Florida Sports Programming Network. We're back in Killian Cougar Field for fall baseball between the Warriors and the Killian Cougars on the Florida Sports Programming Network. And the pitcher for the Cougars is still Phoenix Medina. He's probably been the most effective pitcher that they've had. The leadoff batter for the Warriors steps in Perez. And that ball sharply hit to to the new first baseman, David Builes. Throws it over to Medina, who can't come up with it. David made a great play on a sharply hit ball to the right side, and he tossed it over to Medina, who was covering from the pitcher's mound, and he couldn't make it there in time. And that's going to be an E1 here at the top of the 5th inning. 8-5 ball game. The lefty first baseman, Curtin, is up. He singled in the first inning, and he got walked. I think almost everybody on that team got walked. Nice pitch taken for a strike by Phoenix Medina. Medina checks the runner. He comes to the plate, and there's another strike. The 0-2 to the first baseman is taken. Rung him up. Medina finding a spot on the low outside part of the plate. It's going to bring up another left-handed batter for the Warriors. Catcher Cairo. We need a shutdown inning because this may be it. Medina checks the runner, check swing, and that looked like a strike. One out here in the top of the 5th inning in an 8-5 ball game. Phoenix Medina throws one in there, and that ball's fouled off to the left side. Swung on late by the catcher, Cairo. And there's a quick 2 strikes to Cairo. And the Shadows have almost consumed the entire infield. Just a little bit of light left over first base. And another caught-looking strikeout by Phoenix Medina. Medina, where were you 3 innings ago? All right, this is going to bring up the center fielder, Ganley. Hope I'm saying that right. He's a switch hitter, wearing number 21, batting from the left side. Runner on first, and that ball's hit right at the second baseman. He flips over to the shortstop, Abassi, and they get the third out on a 4-6 ground ball. No runs in that inning, but it's 8 runs for the Warriors, 5 for the Cougars, and they're coming up to bat in the final at-bat here on the Florida Sports Program. Welcome back to Killian Cougar Field, where we have a fall baseball game between the Warriors of Westminster Christian and your hometown team, the Killian Cougars. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play. We have a pinch hitter for the Cougars. And it's in the senior, Kenry Blanco, getting an at-bat here. Mr. Offense. Bottom of the 5th inning. It's an 8-5 game. Kenry coming in from the right side. The pitcher for the Warriors is Danny Andrea. His first pitch is down in the dirt for a ball. Kenry Blanco. Is batting now for the Cougars. Here's the 0-1. It's taken outside. So Kenry led the Cougars last year in batting average, on base percentage. He had 4 home runs. Takes that one for a strike from the left-hander. He even had a save, and he did all that as a junior. Blanco plays center field. He's wearing number 3 here. That ball swung on and missed. Blanco took a healthy swing at that one. Counts even at 2, 2-2 with no one out. The bottom of the 5th. And the Cougars desperately need some base runners here. Kenry Blanco, the batter. Danny Andra, the pitcher. And that ball's hit hard at the third baseman. Rodriguez comes up with it, fires across. Good arm. And pulls the first baseman off of the bag. Curtin couldn't come up with it, even though he did a very nice stretch. Good strong throw by Rodriguez. But no lack of speed there by Blanco. And that's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Julian Zeledon. Let's see if Coach Leon puts the runner in motion here. Left-handed pitcher. Blanco stays. The pitch is taken for a strike. Zeledon walked his last time up and grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat. And now he's facing the left-handed pitcher. Throws that one in the dirt. An excellent block by Keitel, keeping the ball in front of him and keeping the runner on first base, which is a very speedy runner at that. You don't want to let that ball get too far away from you. Kenry Blanco had 14 steals last spring for the Cougars. Here's the pitch to Zeledon. It's a fastball taken for a strike. Julian Zeladon is the batter. The 2-2, fouled at the plate by Zeladon. Playing center field, wearing number 14. Big at bat here. Cougars want to get back into this game. They're going to need a base hit or something positive off the bat of Zeladon. The lefty, Danny Andrea. And that ball's hit over the top. The third baseman comes into charge. He throws one in the dirt, gets by the first baseman again. Here comes Blanco. They hold him up at third base. Zeladon cruises into second, and that's another E5. And we'll have runners on second and third for the Cougars. And if you wanted to mount a comeback, it's a pretty good way to orchestrate that. So back-to-back E5s gives the Cougars 2 runners on. They come and they bring out that sliding mitt. It looks like a chef's mitt, something that you can use in the kitchen. And they put it over their left hand so they won't get jammed when they're sliding into a base head first. There's going to be a pass ball. It's going to score Blanco. And now it's 8-6. We have a pinch runner, a pinch hitter now for the Cougars. That ball's taken for a strike. From the left side, the pinch hitter here coming in for Armando Vasquez. He squares the bunt with nobody out, and that ball's in the dirt. Cairo's made some excellent stops for the Warriors behind the plate today. He's been a real backstop back there. Here's the pitch from Danny with a runner on third. Swung on and missed. Big swing there from the lefty. All right, the pinch hitter is Zorro. Lefty on lefty. Danny the lefty for the Warriors, and here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, but it got away from the catcher. He's going to throw it to first, and that's going to throw over the first baseman, and there goes Zorro. Zeladon scores. So it's an 8-7 ball game, and the tying run is on second base for the Cougars. And what was once an 8-0 ball game is now 8-7. Zorro gets on by a strikeout and then a bad throw. And that's why you never know in this game. You can't be too confident of a lead. And this is going to bring up the DH, the third batter for the Cougars, John Chency from the left side. Lefty on lefty. There goes the runner. Zeldon goes. Zorro goes, and he's safe. Zorro steals second base. This Cougar team is built for speed. May not have all the power, but, man, they got a few guys on here that can run. Blanco can run. Abasi can run. Zeladon, Zorro, Kevin Nunez, Naranjo, they can all get around the bases. And now the infield's coming in for the Warriors. No one out. John Chency's up. He swings right through that off-speed pitch. All right, 0-2 to Chency. He's a senior, and they're going to need his leadership this year. And they can use a base hit here with no outs from the bottom of the fifth inning. He swings through that one. The catcher drops it. This time he's going to fire. And here they come. No, they're going to hold the runner this time at third base. They're going to give up an out. So after 2 errors, 2 strikeouts, the Cougars score 2 runs, make this an 8-7 ball game, and it's going to bring up number 10. Builes is going to bat for Chase Martinez. He takes ball 1. So with a runner on third, David Builes, who came in to play first base, is now batting for Chase Martinez. And with a base hit here, he can tie the game. Maybe a safety squeeze. That ball's taken outside for ball 2. Let's see what Coach Leon has up his sleeve. Speedy runner on third in the likes of Zorro, who got on by a strikeout. Stole third base. And now the infield is in for the Warriors, trying to cut down the tying run at home. And that ball's low, taken from David for ball 3. So it's getting exciting here at Cougar Field finally. It was 8-0 for a while. The Warriors scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the third. Here's the pitch from Andrea. The 0-3 taken inside for a strike. Generous call there. The Warriors put up 5 in the bottom of the third, and they have 2 runs here. And it's an 8-7 ball game. The pitch from Andreas, driven into right center field. There goes, it's my fault in the gap. It goes over the right fielder. Zorro's going to score easily. And there goes Builes with a stand-up game-tying double for the home Cougars. And we got a brand-new ball game. Just like that, the Cougars erase an 8-0 deficit with a double by David Builes here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out, and that's going to bring up the third baseman. He's never an easy out. Kevin Nunez with a chance to walk it off. Nunez takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Tie ball game, bottom of the 5th. Turned out to be a good one. There goes the runner, swung on, and a big chopper to the infield. It's going to be trouble for the third baseman. He has to throw. He gets the out, and here comes the throw to the plate. And they got him for a double play, and that's how that inning ends. It's going to end in a tie. A big chopper to the infield by Nunez. And because of time restrictions, we're going to have to end this game in a tie, folks. This is like a hockey game. Nunez hits a big chopper in the infield that was grabbed by the third baseman. David Builes tried to score from second base and got cut down at home plate for the third out. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember to subscribe on the YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you this content. And I want to thank the coaching staff here at Killian for always being very cordial with us. Head coach Chris Leon, Eric Martinez, and Abel Alonso, everyone at the concession stand, the fans, and everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow at Doral for some more Killian Cougar fall baseball. Paws up, everyone.